All right, so today what we're going to be doing is finding the area of circles. And area is unlike perimeter. Perimeter is, and circumference is the outside of the circle. Area is everything inside the circle, or if it were any other shape, it would be everything inside the shape. So what we're really talking about is we're talking about square inches, and we're going to find out how many of those square inches were to fill up this circle here. And a square inch in this case would mean it'd be exactly 1 inch by 1 inch, and we're going to see how many of those would fit inside this circle exactly. The formula for area of a circle is area equals pi r squared, where pi is either 3.14 or you can use 22/7, and the radius, r stands for the radius, and we're using an exponent here where we have to square the radius. So if you look at this formula, we actually have to use the exponent first because exponents come before multiplying. So that is actually our first step when we do this. Or if you do it on a calculator, the calculator, as long as it follows order of operations, will do it all for you. So here's a circle. We know that the diameter the whole way across is 26 inches. And we need the radius for this formula. Okay, so for circumference, if you think about circumference, circumference equals pi times diameter. You kind of need a diameter, sort of, technically speaking, for circumference. And for this formula, you need a radius. So to find a radius from a diameter, it's always half of the diameter. So if I take 26 divided by 2, that would be 13. And 13 is not a multiple of 7, so it would not benefit us to use 22/7 here. So I'm going to use 3.14 for pi. And it would be times the radius, which we just found is 13 squared. So again, if I did not have a calculator with order of operations, we'd have to do this first because exponents come first, and then multiply by pi. On my calculator, it will follow order of operations, so I can just take 3.14 times 13 squared and get my answer. And I get an area of 530.66, and it would be inches squared, or you could also label it square inches like that. And again, what that means is it would take exactly 530.66 of these individual 1 inch by 1 inch squares to fill the inside of the entire circle. So let's look at another example now where instead of the given information being a diameter, it's now a radius, and they're giving us that radius of 7 centimeters. So again, if I want to find the area, I have to start with the formula, which is area equals pi r squared. And it's giving me a radius this time, so I'm not going to have to do anything in addition to set up the formula. I know it's going to be pi times that is the radius, 7 centimeters squared. And since it's 7 centimeters for the radius, that is a multiple of 7. It is a 7, which means for pi, I'm going to use the fraction 22/7, which both 3.14 and 22/7 are an estimation of pi. This is the closest fraction that can get us close to pi. So 22/7 times the radius, which is 7 squared, and that's going to come up with, let's see, that gets us exactly 154. The benefit of using 22/7 with a radius that is a multiple of 7 is because the fraction is actually going to cancel with, the denominator is going to cancel out with the 7, and then you're therefore going to get a nice whole number for your answer. So even though 22/7 again is not an exact, you can't have a fraction that exactly represents pi. This is the closest estimate that we can come up with, and it gets us a nice, easy whole number for an answer. So this would be 154 centimeters squared, which means it would take exactly 154 square centimeters to fill the inside of this circle. Okay, what if we're given a semicircle? So with this semicircle, we have a diameter of 8 millimeters, and a semicircle is exactly half of a circle. So there's really no trick to this. All we're going to do is we're going to take the area of the circle, which is pi r squared, but because it's exactly half of a circle, we're just going to take that and divide by 2. Now, from all of the information that was previously discussed, since this is not a multiple of 7, I'm going to use 3.14 for pi times the radius squared. That is a diameter, so I have to divide it by 2, which would be 4. So it's going to be 3.14 for pi times 4 squared, and then all of that has to be divided by 2 since this is just a semicircle, it's not a whole circle. So I'm going to use my calculator, 3.14 times 4 squared and divided by 2. So I got 50.24, which would be for a whole circle, and then once I cut that in half because it's a semicircle, I get an area of 25.12, and that would be millimeters squared for the answer. Okay, so again, what that means is if I had a 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter square, it would take 25.12 of them to fill the inside of that shape. Now, what I want to do is I want to give you a challenge to do for tonight. So take a look at this. All right, I want you to use everything that you just learned from this video. I'm giving you a circle with a diameter of 42 feet. And I want you to see if you can come up with the correct answer for this tomorrow. Thank you. We'll see you.